Everyone, again, this is tutorial number 4, and this is about getting stuff into Zotero, getting the citation information, your source information into Zotero so you can use it, and how to get PDFs into Zotero, because Zotero is really nice that it can actually download citation information and PDFs at the same time. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So please make sure that you have Zotero open on one side of your screen and Google Scholar opened on the other in your browser that has the Zotero download plugin. Google Scholar is Google for scholars, academics. It searches journal articles and books and things like that. It doesn't search the entire web. So it's a useful tool for when you're doing research. In fact, most of the time when you're doing research at your university, for your university classes, you will be using Google Scholar rather than Google in general. So please make sure you're here. I'm going to click here and I'm going to type in some search terms. And what I'm going to do is vocabulary learning strategies. Okay, and there it is. And vocabulary learning strategies. And I'm going to click search and look what happens. Google Scholar finds these different kinds of articles. Now, please notice that my Zotero icon here in the bar has changed to a folder. The folder means that it's able to select from this page. Let me show you what I mean. If I click on the folder, it says Zotero Item Selector. Select which items you'd like to add to your library. And there are all these items, and these are the items on the page. So for example, vocabulary learning strategies and language learning outcomes are here. The last one, L2 vocabulary learning strategies, you can see are at the bottom. So this allows you to select from the page what you want. I'm going to demonstrate just how this works. I'm going to click on the first item, vocabulary learning strategies and learning outcomes. Before I do that, though, I want to make sure that in Zotero I have selected the collection I want to put things into. Since we're doing practice, please make sure you have a collection called practice. Click on it. That will activate it, and watch what happens. We come back here, we select vocabulary learning strategies and language learning outcomes. That's this one. And I'm going to click OK and watch what happens now. It says it's saving to my library. So it didn't do what I wanted it to do, which happens sometimes. So I'm going to click on practice in this area. Okay. And look, it has put that into vocabulary learning strategies and language. By the way, when I clicked on practice and it didn't work, that can be because I didn't click on it and activate it properly. But the point is that you can set the collection you want it to go in after you have selected your item, okay? Okay, so please let's go over and look at now Zotero practice. And look, I have vocabulary learning strategies, okay, Gu and Johnson. I have all this information, okay? Suddenly, the left pane, the center pane, and the right pane have information in them. And remember I said each of these sections is called a pane, P-A-N-E, just like a window pane. And now all my bibliographic information is in information, journal type, title, author. It even includes the abstract, the name of the publication, volume. Everything you need is here, okay? That's how you can see the information. But what I want to show you is that in this item, and this is the parent item, it's the top level item, and you can see we have arrow here, if I click the arrow, I now have a child item. This is the parent, it's the big top level item, and this is the child item. But notice it says available version via Google Scholar, but it's not named the way we want it to be named. It doesn't have a good name. So what you should do, follow along, right click this, and here you will go down and it says rename file from parent metadata. Again, this is the parent item, and the metadata is the publication number, pages, etc., the author. So I'm going to just right click, rename file from parent metadata, and it's renamed properly now. So now I have the PDF, I have the information, the citation information also. Now, usually when trying to get information, using Zotero this way is the best way to go. But sometimes it can work and sometimes it can't work because, again, remember, it's a free open source piece of software. But let's go back here to my web browser, click back here, and now I'm going to say, this one looks interesting. Okay. Let's see, vocabulary learning strategies. I'm going to click here, and again, I'm going to click OK. All right, and it's already set for practice, and I'm now waiting for it to download. And you can see sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Okay, available version, and now we find it back here in Zotero. So I'm going to close the first one, and we're going to look at the second one, and you can see again, it has available version via Google Scholar, and I'm going to right click again, rename file from parent metadata, and now it's renamed. So that is how you can download PDFs. Sometimes it won't download the PDF because it's not allowed, but now you can see that we have access to these two items in Zotero, parent item and parent item, child item and child item. Okay? And again, let's see what happens when we go here and we click on identifying and assessing vocabulary learning strategies. Now please notice, Zotero has changed. We don't have the folder anymore. We have saved to Zotero, and it says has access to this site. Watch what happens when I click now. It now will put this into practice. It will give me the full text PDF, okay? And you notice that the icon in Zotero is a little bit different. That's because of how it got downloaded. That's not so important, but we have the same problem again. Full text PDF, right click, rename file from parent metadata, and now we seem to be okay, and we have our information and notes. So now we have 3 items in Zotero, and we're going to use these in the next tutorial to show you how you can add these into your paper using Microsoft Word. Thank you for listening to this video. Again, if you have questions, please contact me.